Today on techgooch, we're taking a peek at another bag. This is the EveryDay Sling 3-liter version from Peak Design. Hey guys, welcome back to techgooch. Today we're talking about bags, and in my case specifically, a travel bag. The bag that I kind of take with me everywhere I go when I'm on vacation or when I'm kind of out and about, when I'm not needing to take a whole bunch of stuff, right? So this last February, I took a trip to Las Vegas with some friends of mine, and I wanted to have a bag, kind of like the bag I used to carry years ago. I used to have a low pro, small little bag that had my camcorder in it and a couple other things. That's it, right? I could throw something in it if I bought it or whatever. Small, actually a little bit smaller than this even. Nice, lightweight bag. That I gave to my daughter. My daughter uses it for her small camera and stuff. Doesn't fit my camera either way. So I wanted to have a nice, small, ultralight bag that could carry my A7S III with its 24 to 70 millimeter Sigma lens on it. This is as tight as you could go, or small as you could go, and get that camera in it. I was kind of toying between this 3-liter and the 6-liter version. I ultimately decided, let's try the 3-liter. I can always send it back if it doesn't fit. It fit. Now, I bought it just about a month before my trip. Not quite a month before. I bought this with my own money. I wasn't sent this at all. So this is a bag that I purchased. They do offer it in 3 colors. I will say that as well. So this is the ash. They offered it in black and a midnight kind of blue. And all 3 colors are available in all 3 sizes. This is the 3-liter, or the smallest of the set. They have a 6-liter that's larger, obviously, and then the 10-liter, which is the largest sling bag before you head up to like the messengers or the totes or anything like that. I wanted a really small bag that fit exactly what I wanted in it, and I didn't care how much more it fit, right? That's kind of the toying between the 3-liter and the 6-liter. I might actually buy a 6-liter as well, so that I could have something if I needed to take 1 or 2 other things that wouldn't fit in this case. However, the nice thing about having a very, very small bag is also the great thing, like when you're traveling and you're traveling really light and you just have a backpack or just a carry-on and that's it, right? You limit yourself with how much stuff you can carry. And stuff is fantastic, but is not always needed. Traveling ultralight is almost freedom, right? It feels fantastic. When you're packing, you're like, oh, I can't take that, I can't take that. But when you're actually there, and you're actually not having all the stuff that you wish you could, or originally wish you could have taken, it's invigorating. It feels like freedom. It's fantastic. And so I encourage more people to do that. Same thing like leaving your house without your cell phone. At first it feels, and then it kind of becomes nice again. Kind of like the old days. But that said, this is my go-to bag for traveling now. It really is. And we'll go over the whole bag. Then I'm going to switch cameras and bring that camera here and just film with my iPhone so that audio is not going to be as good. But that way I can show you how well it actually fits in this bag, how I actually travel. So we're going to go that's going to be a little bit later in the video. Let's bring it in first. Let's show you the bag up close and personal. Then we'll get to that. Okay, so like I said, this is the EveryDay Sling Bag 3-liter version. First, on the front, we do have a small pocket up front. It's just going to fit some quick and easy access items. Things that you want to be able to get to without opening up the main compartment of the bag. That's the stuff you want to put in here. So like if I didn't want to carry my wallet in my pocket, I'd slip that in here. Or things like that, of that nature. But things that are accessible from the outside of the bag, that's going to be your only one right there. Everything else is from the main compartment of the bag, which obviously is these 2 zippers here. But it does fillet open pretty good, there is, and I just kind of threw this stuff back in here because I don't always travel with either of these, to be honest. I kind of have the main compartment as my camera holster. But they do have, just like all the EveryDay bags, dividers that can easily be put however you want to put them, so you can divide things up. If you have a smaller camera or whichever, obviously that's going to work pretty good in that regard. They do have on both sides of the bag, if you can see this, just little holsters here that you can throw maybe an extra battery or something in on either side there. That's a really quick and easy way. And then up front, I'll turn it this way so you can see it better. There is a zippered compartment I currently haven't opened, actually, from unloading my bag. But there are 3 small bins here. That's actually where I put my batteries, but you can also put like memory cards and stuff like that as well. And then I usually also go with a cord or a quick charger. That I typically put on the outside so I can access it without actually getting into my camera itself. So that's it. It's a pretty simple bag. There are good dividing options in it. Obviously, it comes with this guy as well, which is the standard piece that you get with basically every EveryDay bag from Peak Design. Their special divider cup kind of guy. And then on top of that, you obviously have the padded neck shoulder strap that's fully adjustable. There are ways to hide, like if you don't, like right now I have this one basically all the way out, right? This side I don't, and you can hide the extra strap inside the bag right in here. These are little bins just for the straps to go in. But there is some nice things. So it does come with these. I haven't actually used them, but how they operate is kind of like any of the other EveryDay bags, to be honest. You'll have these mounting points. You'll see there's one here, down here on the corner. Can you see that? One right here on the corner, and then same thing on the other side, one there, one there. Those are things that you can actually use these straps for. So like if you had something that you wanted to strap to it or whatever, they just kind of pop on there. They work actually kind of as, I wouldn't say a hip belt so much, but you could definitely actually add a hip belt to this. But these are great if you need to strap this or strap something to the bag or strap the bag to another bag. It just gives you options, essentially. Like I said, I haven't really had a need for these, but they do come with it. So that is something that's very, very handy. Because it is included, right? That's the great thing about it. It does feature their standard outside weather-resistant shell with their weather-resistant zippers. So even if you're out in a rain, you're not worried about your stuff getting all wet inside. You just kind of zipper down here and leave it nice and sealed all the way up top. But this fabric does not basically get anything on it. And I use this my last entire trip, and it's going on my next trip as well. It's well used and, to be honest, well loved. And one last thing I didn't mention, big grab handle here. This is a handle I used all the time, to be honest. It's very, very handy. But you can, if you needed to, you can take the strap off. I don't see why you would, because you're buying a sling bag, but you can do it. So let's switch cameras. Let me show you how I actually pack this for my trips. Alright, so I apologize if the audio is not as good, but this is on my iPhone camera. Now I have the bag completely empty right now. I'm just going to put in the stuff that I would typically take with me. So first of all, kind of up here, I just kind of slip my batteries, right, for the camera in here. Sometimes I take one, sometimes I take two. All depends on what I have with me or what I'm doing. The actual compartment itself, I leave fully open. I can actually get by with putting the guy down below, but I just kind of stick my camera in, kind of like so, and I don't have a neck strap on it, although the neck strap can kind of go here. I just have my clutch on it, which I've actually found to be fantastic for traveling, rather than the neck strap, personally. So you can see that it fits very snugly in there. I couldn't get by really with that much longer of a lens. That's about as big of a lens as you'd probably want, because it would get too cramped almost. But you can see it easily fits in there. And then on the front, in this front compartment, this is where I put my small battery pack and an actual charge cable itself for my phone. And I just kind of jam that down in there and close it up. That is essentially what I put in my bag when I'm traveling. It's the weight of the camera that's going to add some heft to it, but it is comfortable because I'm not carrying too much more than the camera, because I really can't, right? And that's the beautiful thing about it. So having this on your shoulder all day really isn't that big of a deal, because it's small, it's out of the way, it's not cumbersome. I don't have it on my back, so if I'm sweating, I'm not feeling like, ugh. So that's, the gist of this specific bag is, for me specifically, is being able to just quickly go in, grab my camera out, take my shots that I want, and then be able to put it back in with ease and feel secure and feel like it's actually protected. And there's enough padding and everything built into this bag that my camera definitely feels protected. To be honest, I used it the entire trip, and I will be using it from here on out for these trips, because it keeps me slimmed down from taking too much stuff with me out and about. I still take my everyday backpack with me, That's kind of my go-to big bag for the larger stuff. But when I'm just out and about by myself away, this is easy, quick, lightweight enough for me to not really notice too much. So a couple other things before we finish up is I do want to show you real quick a couple modes that this has that we kind of brushed on that I haven't used personally because, like I said, I'm more traveling light with this. But what these are kind of designed for, we kind of went over them real quick for attaching things and stuff to your pack. But what they go really well with is if you happen to be that you actually have a nice tripod with you. Now this is the EveryDay tripod. The tripod itself is actually underneath the camera that you're watching this on, but this is the empty bag. But the bag is actually what you attach, right? So you actually kind of go through these and you attach each side, kind of like that, right? And so this one over here goes through this far guy here. And this is going to be with any of the size slings, whether you have the 3, the 6, or the 10-liter sling. This basically attaches the tripod to the bottom of the bag. So I do take these with me because I always take the tripod with me when I'm traveling, and I have it in my everyday backpack. But if I know I'm going to go somewhere that I'm going to want to use it, I do have these. So when I travel, I still take these clips, even though I haven't personally used them because I haven't really traveled where I needed the tripod when I was out and about. Anytime I needed my tripod, I actually had my everyday backpack with me. But can you do it? Yes. And it's not just the everyday travel tripod. You can just strap anything that's long, an umbrella or whatever down here, right? The other thing that you can do with this sling strap, something that I haven't personally done yet as well, is they have essentially what they call fanny pack mode built into this guy. And right now I have this situated where my comfort level is, so basically this strap is all the way out. But you can see that there's another attachment point right here. That's actually for this carabiner that's on the far side. So what happens is you detach this guy from that. There we go. And you're actually going to attach it to this side over here. Like that. And now you actually have a fanny pack. Now this extra strap you actually hide in here. And if you have this situated right, you can actually tighten this strap back down. Like I have it all pretty far out right now. You tighten this strap back down so you hide as much of this strap as possible back in here. And yeah, then you have a nice fanny pack, right? So you have this on your waist, and then this is the quick adjust right here. So like any of their other bags. But yeah, that's their fanny pack mode. Pretty cool, to be honest. I do have a fanny pack that I use on occasion. I haven't used this bag specifically in fanny pack mode, but no tools required, nothing else required. You can change this over to fanny pack mode, lickety split. So if you're doing something where you need both hands and you don't want this on your side, you want it behind you, kind of out of the way, you can do that real quick and easy. So fanny pack or hip pack mode, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, I mean, I bought this knowing that I was going to like it. I was going to love it pretty much out of the gate, and I do. I absolutely love it. But I actually had the first generation EveryDay Sling. Now, this is the 10-liter first generation, and there are some things that, obviously, they changed quite a bit on it. Most of what they changed, I think they changed for the better. Now, I don't have the 10-liter to compare to the other 10-liter, but, you know, the aesthetics of the new ones I like better. I'd like that they don't have this like just open flap kind of laying there. I've always liked this kind of lid where it kind of flaps open, but flaying it open like this, has easier access to the lower parts of the bag, so you don't have what I call the chest freezer type item, where if you have stuff at the bottom of the bag, you got to dig through your stuff to get to the bottom of the bag. Where on this guy, because it opens up a little bit wider, you can have easier access to those lower things. Now this is a 3-liter, not as big of a deal, but when you get to the larger ones, it can be a bigger deal. I've always loved this bag. I've used it a lot, and one of the main reasons that I definitely wanted to go smaller is that this can get pretty heavy once you start loading it up. Just like a backpack can, right? Especially camera gear. Camera gear is heavy. You put your camera in here, you put your tripod on this one, obviously the straps are built in, you can't remove them, which, again, I love about the removal, because travel-wise, if I don't have straps laying everywhere, it's fantastic. But you just put the tripod down here, you stretch it down, Everything's great on this guy, but it starts getting heavy. And so every day traveling with this, a little more cumbersome just because of the weight. And this is going to be the same thing with the new 10 liter. It's one of the main reasons I wanted to go smaller. But I digress with that because I love this bag. It is my go-to for anything that I don't need a whole bunch of stuff with me. This is the bag that I carry. I can even fit in my microphone that I have on top of my camera. I can put that in here. I just don't want to have it on the camera when I'm putting it in here. Just like when you put it in your backpack, to be honest. You don't want to hurt it, right? You don't want to damage things. But that is the EveryDay Sling 3 liter from Peak Design. Look, I don't think it's a secret that I am a huge fan of Peak Design products. I have yet to receive or buy or anything from Peak Design that I didn't love. So that's awesome. Keep it up, Peak Design. You're doing fantastic work. You're obviously making things better, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. So if you have any questions on this or anything you see here, to be honest, comment below or head over to techgooch.com. You can get a hold of me directly through the website. Otherwise, share, subscribe, like the video, and we'll catch you back here on TechGooch for another future video review. We'll see you soon.